Hare Krishna, Prabhu, we can start. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Hare Krishna. Jagannath Bhadeshwara Mai ki jai.
Jai.
Srimati Bhagwan ki jai, Guru Parampara ki jai. आज Tagore Hari. Om Gyan Tamran Dasya Jnana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamiti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschati Deshatarane. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gauravakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Prabhu's Matajis, welcome. Thank you very much for joining and keeping up the appointment with Krishna. So chapter 2, contents of the Gita summarized, is continued. And today's verse we will be discussing is 2.49. Durena Hyavaram Karma Buddhi Yoga Dhananjaya Buddhau Sharanam Anvicha Kripana Falahetavaha Durena Hyavaram Karma Buddhi Yoga Dhananjaya Buddhau Sharanam Anvicha Kripana Falahetavaha. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. O Dhananjaya, keep all abominable activities far distant by devotional service, and in that consciousness surrender unto the Lord. Those who want to enjoy the fruits of their work are misers. So Srila Prabhupada says in the first line of the purport, one who has actually come to understand one's constitutional position as the eternal servitor of the Lord gives up all engagements save working in Krishna consciousness. That means, except Krishna consciousness, everything others he gives up. See, Prabhu's mata is, you have to work from the platform of spiritual consciousness. That's what we have been discussing throughout in this chapter, right? We are not this body, we are spirit souls. So we have to work from the platform of spiritual consciousness. And at the same time, you have to work. Material work also has to be done. It's not that now I am taken up Krishna consciousness, forget about everything else. No. See, no, the Lord, Krishna never says that you stop work. See, Arjuna's friend was not Krishna. And Krishna never said, no, that he is God himself, he is the supreme personality of God himself. He never said to Arjuna that I am your friend, I shall supply all your necessities, you don't require to work, you stop. No, he never said that. In fact, Arjuna was declining to fight, right? But Krishna is inducing him to fight. So, in the spiritual platform, there is no question of stopping work. But work for the Supreme, that is very important. And that is God consciousness. See, in the last line of this verse, it is stated, no? Kripanaha phala hetavaha. Now, here the word Kripana. Kripana is very significant. There are two classes of men. Kripana means miser. And the opposite of that Kripana is Brahmana. Brahmana means who knows that I am not this body, I am in spirit consciousness. I am a soul, spirit consciousness. So Kripana means miser. Whom will you call a miser? Miser is a man who has got enough money but does not spend it. Everybody knows this, right? Kanjus, that we say, no? So he is called a miser. Miser means who has got enough assets, but he does not spend. He simply sees his money and he is satisfied. And he does not depend on it. I mean, the point, he completely depends on it. He never spends it. And he never proper utilization of the money he has, he never utilizes properly. That is why he is known as a Kripana. Now, who is a Brahmana? Brahmana means who has known that I am spiritual identity. I am qualitatively one with the Supreme Lord. I am part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. So this knowledge, one who has developed highly and perfectly, he is called Brahmana. And Kripana means who has not utilized this human form of body to understand that he is spiritual identity, Brahman. But what a miser does, he simply knows that I am this body, and because this body is born in a certain place, I am identified to that country or to that society or to that family. They are called Kripana. So Kripana means he has not properly utilized the developed consciousness he has got in his asset. So we must utilize this human form of body properly to understand that I am not this body, I am pure consciousness. And this pure consciousness I have to practice in such a way that in the next life, I get my pure consciousness or into pure spiritual body, but not again this material body. See, the formula for a householder life. What is the formula, Prabhupada given? See, you are doing everything. You are earning money. You are getting groceries from market. You are cooking. Everything. Nothing is stopped. Simply, we have to change your mentality that everything is being done for Krishna. It is not at all difficult. Simply, we have to adopt. Buddhi, in this verse, there is one word, Buddhi is given. Buddhi means intelligence, by intelligence. So by intelligence, you take shelter of the Supreme Lord. Don't be a miser and be hankering after the result of your work and enjoy for yourself. No. Sacrifice. What is sacrifice? Sacrifice means you sacrifice your energy. See, Krishna is not hankering after money or whatever you have got. He is full in himself. Atma Rama. And he doesn't require. For example, the Ganges has got immense water, huge. So if you take one palmful of water out of it, the Ganges does not lose anything. It is not a loss. And again, if you offer the palmful of water on the Ganges does not gain anything. But utilizing the Ganges water and offering to the Ganges, you become a devotee of Ganges. So similarly, offering to Krishna, what have you got to offer? Your body, it is also given by Krishna. Your intelligence, that is also given by Krishna. So the facility of work, it is given by God. So everything is given by Krishna. Now, what do we work for? Prabhupada beautifully in one of the lectures, he says, suppose I am writing books. All right. In which you are writing? Paper, on paper. All right. Who has given you the paper? So you will make a philosophical study, logical and all those things. Well, paper I purchased from the market. Market, how does it supply paper? It is manufactured in the mills. Where they get the raw materials? From the wood. How the wood is produced? Then again come to Krishna. You cannot produce the wood. You simply bring wood from the forest, get it chemically purified, and the paper is made. So no raw material you can manufacture. Raw material has to be taken from Krishna. From Krishna's stock. But if the raw material is taken from Krishna's stock, then how the paper can become yours? This is Krishna consciousness. Everything we'll find that nothing is ours. So in everything, nothing is ours. So as spirit soul, I am also part and parcel of Krishna. And we are thinking independently that I have no connection with God. This is a very, very horrible situation. So the whole world is suffering because of this misconception of life. That is, we have forgotten our eternal relationship with Krishna. So what do? We have to revive it. We have to revive this process. That's why Bhagavad Gita in 2.1 we read just now, right? Durena hyavaram karma buddhi yoga dhananjaya buddhau sharanam anvicha kripana phala hetavaha. What Krishna says, oh Dhananjaya, rid yourself of all fruitive activities by devotional service and surrender fully to that consciousness. Those who want to enjoy the fruits of their work are misers. Very sharp, powerful point Prabhupada is making, right? So this is the culture, Vedic culture. The whole Vedic culture is to make a man a Brahmana, not to keep him in the Shudra stage. See, every father has to take care The government has to take care. The teachers have to take care. How to make the children, the poor, innocent children, to a perfect Brahmana. The whole culture is like that. So Bhagavad Gita teaches that. Don't remain in the Shudra stage and a miser, be a miser, but just try to become a Brahmana by this culture. Then your life will be successful. See, for millions of lifetimes, we have been used to looking for fruit as a result for any activity. But Krishna condemns fruitive workers by declaring in Srimad Bhagavad Gita in the current verse 2.49 as Kripana Phala Hetavaha. Those who want to enjoy the fruits of their work, they are misers. So we work, we get the fruits, we enjoy ourselves. That means you are a miser, kanjus. The reason is that the fruitive work results in further material bondage. And thereby everything should be done in Krishna consciousness as devotional service. See, even as devotees, it is natural for us. When we perform an action, we always have an expectation. Everybody has an expectation. No matter how subtle it is, always there is expectation. See, for example, I have taken a Srimad Bhagavatam class. I expect a reaction. I expect somebody should come to me and tell me that it's an excellent class, Prabhuji. So somebody should come and say something. And when nobody says anything, we become uneasy. We begin to doubt whether I have spoken all right or not. And when there is no big crowd in the class, again we become disappointed. So this is the subtle expectations, right? See, the whole problem is because we are expecting. There are 4 points by way of expectations. Number one, when there is expectation, devotional service will definitely be disturbed. Number two, 90% of the time, whenever we expect something, we will become disappointed. Number three, expectation destroys our relationships. And number four, very important, expectation kills our devotional service. So, expectation has no place in the spiritual life. And expectation has no place in the spiritual world also. See, in the Vaikuntha, there is no such word as expectation. It is not in the vocabulary of devotees. See, if one day you go back to Krishna, and if we use the word expect, Krishna will say, excuse me, because that word does not exist in the spiritual kingdom. That word is a part of the material kingdom. Husband expects from the wife, and wife expects from the husband. And we never meet the expectations, and that is the truth. See, nobody in this world meets anybody's expectations to the point he wants. Because what he wants is a dream in this material world. See, as it is, the only thing we can expect in the material world is misery and quarrel. So how can we expect anything else? The moment we expect, we become miserable. Every transaction in our life, we get into trouble because of expectation. See, many of our expectations, we cannot meet ourselves. But despite that, we expect others should be able to meet it. And when we do that, we are not in serving the devotees. See, we have to be very peaceful in executing our devotional service. Peaceful, Shantaha. Devotional service without expectation will help us to be peaceful. Devotional service without expectation will help us to be peaceful. See, whenever there is a class and we feel that there is not enough crowd and we feel disappointed, we should remember the very powerful statements in a letter by Srila Prabhupada, which he wrote in 1967 to Brahmananda Prabhuji. And this letter is very, very important, very nice, very beautiful for encouragement and inspiration for everybody. See, Prabhupada wrote, I never thought about the audience. I was prepared to chant if there were no man to hear me. The principle of chanting is to glorify the Lord and not to attract a crowd. If Krishna hears nicely, then he will ask some sincere devotee to gather in such a place. What a wonderful point, right? If Krishna hears nicely, then he will ask some sincere devotee to gather in such a place. And he further says, therefore, be advised. Very important for all of us to understand, all devotees. Be advised that thousands of centers may be started if we find a sincere soul for each and every center. We do not require more men to start. If there is one sincere soul, that is sufficient to start a new center. Jai Shri Prabhupada ki jai. See, my Guru Maharaj always insisted that in order to avoid expectations, in order to avoid disappointments, in order to avoid destruction in our relationships, Srimad Bhagavatam should be in the center of our relationships. The moment Bhagavatam is in the center, all expectations Krishna will manage. Bhagavatam will give us the strength of renunciation and detachment. We will learn to do our duty and walk away without any expectation. In our vocabulary, the last line which my Guru Maharaj said is, in our vocabulary, the word expect is to be deleted and replaced by the word accept. Thank you very much, Prabhuji Mataji, for giving me this opportunity. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat
Hare
Pranam,
Krishna.
Prabhuji.
Dandavat Pranam, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Wonderful, Prabhuji. Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you very much.
Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you.